Hey, Shalom. Call Allah. Yahbashim Al-Shah, Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Double honor to apostles, elders, great millstone. Peace and salutation to you brothers out there. Preaching and teaching across the four corners of the earth. Waking up the elect. Because it's 2018, the year of prophecy. We're trying to push. We're trying to make our calling and election short and get out of here. But real quick, just wanted to go over a few scriptures. I'm out here in the cave state. I'm out here in the caves. Real quick, just another more proof that Esau is the white man, the Caucasian, aka the cave dweller, the Khazarian. Really, he's not the Khazarian. Really, he's the Edomite. Wasted away is he. Just real quick though, in my state, Missouri, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the cave factory has created 6,600 other caves in Missouri alone. So you got all these caves, which that's spiritual 66. You got all these caves because it's gonna tell you later. In order for you to create a cave, all you need is a spring, and you need some limestone. And these Edomites can actually artificially create these caves, and this is old memories. This is an old thing for them. This is I think they're reenacting the Mark Twain story, Huck Finn or whatever. Yeah, this is their ancient kingdom that they're going back to. Got the nice, lovely family, and which some of these caves. I've been in one of them. It's interesting. They got some interesting rocks for sale and some of those other precious stones that they find. But a lot of these Edomites, they go down there, and that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for oil, or they're looking for precious stones. They're trying to pull things out of the earth. But anyways, they're even going to explain, because they've studied and researched how you create a cave. Cave begin in springs. When you see a large spring, which is seen as a cave in its formative states, it's a cave. It's like a cave factory. That's the term that they coined, the cave factory. The list of ingredients of making a cave is short. You need plenty of limestone, a mineral that can be dissolved in groundwater. Right? You need rain to supply the groundwater, and then it flows downhill in the uneven land, and boom, now you got a cave. The groundwater eats away at the limestone. This dissolves in the rows of formation, forming the cavities that become caves. So these Edomites have actually studied it, and I'm pretty sure artificially they could create them. And then of course we got to go to the scriptures. Job 30. But now that now they are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, flying into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste. This is talking about the Edomites. He said, I wouldn't have set them with the dogs of my flock, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. That they were in a low state. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, in the rocks. Yep, that's the Edomites. Check, and check. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song? I am their byword. And that's prophecy, man. Because right now, the nation of Israel, we are their song. We are their byword. They're talking shit about us. Jump down, turn around, pick a bell, whatever little stupid rhyme they got to mock Jake. And then, you know, in the cartoons, you know, as a kid, you watching, you know, all this stuff that goes back to slavery. That, you know, the characters blow their faces off and they turn into a pickaninny or some shit. You know, just completely making a mockery of our nation, even though Jacob is the former of all things. And when the time comes, well, I'm gonna just play it. And the time, I'll do a little commentary over it. When the time comes, these little caves that they went into, trying to milk resources out the earth, or maybe it's an old coal mine or something, they've turned them into warehouses. And when the time comes, they're going to go down into these warehouses. They're gonna lock this place up, and that's gonna be that's gonna serve as their security, or they think it will. Because I'll admit, you know, it's kind of clever how they did it. In a cave, you don't need refrigeration. You don't need heating for real. Because, you know, it's a cave. It's naturally cooler in the summer. It's naturally warmer in the wintertime. And then it's stone. And then, you know, it's a good defense too. It's hard to break in because it's surrounded, of course, by rocks. So, you know, you could set up a little base inside the cave, and that's these Edomites. That's the nature. That's what they've been doing. Them that dwell in the cliffs and the rocks, the caves. And what they do is they got they got all kind of shit down here. They got food, water. Like I said, it's a warehouse. They could easily come down here, set up little military base, set up bunkers, barracks, all of that. And you would have no idea because, you know, they're deep in the cave somewhere. But that being said, I'm going to just kind of let it play. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You could kind of watch it for yourself. Look at that. You could set up a RFID station right there. Boom, boom, boom. And you'd have to scan in. And boom, then the cave opens up. That's Esau. He loves that. He's gonna love that. But what do the scriptures say it's gonna happen to him? Because you can think that you can hide in these caves. That's not reality. You can't hide from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You can't hide from prophecy. What was it? He said, Amos 9:1, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door that the posts may shake. Cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Right? Though they dig into hell, it's talking about digging to the ground. Dig into the earth. Thence shall to the grave is what hell is talking about. Hell is the grave, or hell is destruction. In this particular sentence is talking about the grave. Then shall mine hand, Salakia, playing that. Then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, right? Because they're gonna try to go into space too with the little SpaceX program. Then will I bring them down? And that's right. And they are gonna be brought down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. So these damn Edomites, they're going to try to hide in the ocean too. And though they go into captivity, and it ain't going to be like that. What's the movie where they fighting against the sea monsters and shit they got coming out of it? It ain't going to be like that either. Leviathan is going to destroy them. And whatever other creatures the Lord has waiting on them. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil, and not for good. That's correct. So these Edomites, though they got all this stuff set up, They probably got, you know, that you already know they got guns down here. They got all kind of armory. They got weapons, bombs, missiles, whatever. They got fuel. You know, they got all kind of engines and things of destruction. It's not gonna matter. When the time comes to fall, Esau, you're going to fall. Yep. Well, with that being said, well, just one more point too. Another thing you could do with the whole little cave thing, which they most likely will do, you could put like a prison down here. You could put a prison too. So maybe you're gonna have some Israelites who have to go into these prisons. Just something to think about. But like it said on the first page I was on, Missouri itself, 6,600 caves, 6,600. So you have to, you know, hey, yeah, of course, being a spiritual man, you say, damn, what are you gonna do with 6,600 caves? Yeah, they're gonna flee into the cave. Hey, but guess what? The Lord can have it so that all the caves, boom, the missiles hit or whatever. It might not penetrate through, but the shock wave will cause the caves to collapse on itself. Or the Lord can have it so, you know, these Edomites go crazy and they start attacking each other. And the Lord could do all kind of things, man. Ain't no hiding. You know, these Edomites, they invest a lot of money into the structural integrity, knowing how big these pillars are supposed to be. You know, getting the lights up, keeping the electricity. They've invested a lot of time and a lot of money into doing that. But it don't matter. When the time comes to fall, they will fall. And I just kind of picked up 3 videos off of YouTube, but you could Google search cave warehouses, which it looked like most of them were in the Midwest region, because it's a lot of hills and a lot of caves, a lot of limestone here, and you can see way more. They got, you know, 10, 20, 50 videos on the cave warehouses. And these Edomites, once again, they use that to save money on refrigeration and things like that. Going back to their natural habitat. That's how we know, once again, who the Edomites are. With that being said, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shaddai, Divine Apostle, Elders, Great Millstone. I'm going to let the video play out. Shalom. Shalom.